Hey everyone, so today we've got an unboxing and review video of a new helmet I just received. It is the Shark Race R GP Pro FIM helmet. And the exciting thing for me is that this is my first Shark helmet. I've always liked the look of them in MotoGP. You know, you see riders like Zarco and Ventoli as well in the past. They have really awesome Shark helmets, and I've always just wanted one, so I finally pulled the trigger. And another fun part of this is that we can compare it with my other helmets, which are a Shoei X14 Daijiro Kato edition, and also an AGV Pista GP-RR Rossi Winter 2020 Test Edition helmet, which is just stunningly beautiful. So I'm very curious to see how this Shark helmet stacks up against those, and let's get to it. All right, so let's get to it. We've got this box that it came in. That's pretty much it. It came straight from Europe. Oh, nice. So just a little bit of packaging, not much at all. And it actually already comes packed in a helmet bag, which is pretty awesome. That's great. I always love it when helmet manufacturers give you, their own helmet bag, and you don't have to go and buy your own helmet bag. It just keeps it safe and protects it from wear and tear, so that's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna unzip it. It's very on brand. The interior is quite nice. The material is quite nice and soft. And then here we are. Comes in this helmet bag. It's very blue. Let's set this aside real quick and take a look inside the helmet bag and see what else it comes with. So you've got the dark visor, the dark windscreen, which is a must in any bright places. It's nice that it comes with this and you don't have to buy an extra visor. Like the AGV and the Shoei, you have to go and buy an extra visor with it. Just some cardboard, we'll throw this away. Some storage packaging. And then a little card from Shark. And this is a 22.05 ECE FIM certified helmet, so it's used for road racing in Europe, so at the highest levels of protection. Same exact certification as the Pista, and that's great to hear. A little shoulder strap for the bag itself, and that's also on brand color-wise. And I think that's it. So it's just a simple bag with a little bit of storage for different things that you want to carry in there as well. So I like that. It's nice. It's very nice helmet bag. It's not like it's a soft shell, so you're not gonna, I would not throw your helmet around if this is how you're carrying it around, right? So don't do that. Now let's take a look at the actual helmet itself. It's incredibly light. So here it is. When you pick it up, you already sense how light it is. It's very light. All right. Wow. Look at that. It's pure carbon fiber shell. And you can see how beautiful it is with how much light it reflects. And the carbon weave is really nice. It's a beautiful helmet. And if you take a close look at the carbon weave itself, you can see how high quality the carbon is that they use for this. It's got this massive spoiler on the back, which I really dig. I love the look of it. It's just super racy. It has this sticker. It tells you not to pull on the spoiler because apparently it's very fragile. So definitely don't hold it by the spoiler. All right. All right, good morning. So we are here in Houston at MSR, and today we have a bunch of folks, a bunch of friends with us. I'll be riding my R6. And then this is our Speed Triple RS as well. So the goal of the day is to test the helmets that we brought along. I brought all three helmets today. So we have the AGV Pista GP-RR, and then we have the Shoei X14, and then we have the new Shark Race R GP Pro. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take take each of the helmet out on the Speed Triple because there's no wind protection. So that'll be the best test to see how much wind protection you get when there's zero windscreen or any sort of protection. We'll see how the wind noise is, how little buffeting you get. Yeah, so it'll be really fun. I'll see you on the other side. So just finished our first session with the Shark, and it's so different. This is like my immediate impression of the helmet. The Shark is insanely quiet. It's so quiet. When I put in the earplugs and I put on the helmet, I always ride with an earplug. It's just the better thing to do to protect your hearing, right? But with the Shoei and with the AGV, I can at least hear kind of the motor at least and a bit of the wind. But with the Shark, I hear nothing, like absolutely nothing. You definitely have to get accustomed to that. And I also think the dark visor that comes with the helmet is too dark. It's so hard to see. So I would do one lower in terms of darkness for the helmet. The weight is really nice, and wind arrow is fantastic. So next session I'll take out the AGV and we'll be able to compare it back to back. But yeah, those are my initial impressions. So some good news and some bad news. Good news is that the track was dry despite all the rain the day before. So I was able to complete 6 whole sessions with all 3 helmets. So 2 sessions per helmet on both the Speed Triple as well as the R6 to see how they performed with a naked bike as well as a full sport bike. The bad news is that the ND filter on the GoPro flew off somewhere on the track, and so I wasn't able to capture much footage. Sorry about that, but I can share with you how the helmets performed on track. I think that the Shark helmet is absolutely an awesome helmet to have. It actually exceeded expectations in a lot of ways. I thought that because of the look of the helmet, that it would be a little bit less comfortable, would be more race oriented and would cut corners in terms of comfort, right? Like the padding and the noise. Turns out that it's actually a very comfortable helmet, and it turned out to be the quietest helmet, and I'm sure you can tell that from my initial impression. For folks that are really sensitive to hearing, I would actually recommend this helmet over the others. The other thing that you can also think about is the fit around the face and the chin, right? In that regard, I felt that the Shark was the most snug and it had the most padding. So what I mean is this part here, as well as all the way up to your cheekbone, this had the most secure, snug fit. Some people might like that, some people might not like that. The Shoei was in between and the AGV had the least padding. Another factor to consider is weight. Now, both of these helmets are carbon fiber shells, whereas the X14 uses a fiberglass, organic fiber, and resin composite. At the same time though, it's still a very light helmet. In fact, my scale says that they're all the same weight, which doesn't make any sense. I think I have to get a more accurate scale. I'll post the official weight for you guys here so you can compare. Honestly, when you lift it up and put it on, there's very little difference that you can tell. It's minor. Now, of course, that's not the only thing to factor in when you're talking about a race helmet or a track helmet, right? So in terms of the stability at speed, I would say that the AGV and the Shark have the most high-speed stability, especially noticeable on a naked bike where you have no protection, right? When you get in full tuck, these 2 helmets are the most stable on your head, and you're not gonna have as much shaking. That doesn't mean that the Shoei is bad by any measure. The Shoei is very good, and obviously it's good. It's raced at the MotoGP level. Marc Marquez uses an X14, so it's an amazing helmet. We're being very nitpicky at this point, right? The other thing to consider also is the viewport. How much of the track can you see? I think the AGV does an outstanding job in that regard. The windshield and just the way it's positioned, you see so much of the track in front of you. Factor that in as well. The other thing to consider about the Shark helmet is that the visor that it came with is actually too dark to ride with. You will have to end up ordering a slightly lighter visor. This dark helmet is almost pitch black on track, which is quite dangerous actually. That's a bit of a bummer. I was excited to see that during the unboxing process. So I'll be ordering a slightly lighter tint, and in fact, one of our friends at the track who races with the Shark helmet had to do exactly the same thing. So I think that's pretty consistent. So it's just something to consider, which adds a little bit to the price of the helmet itself. And that brings me to the last point of the review, and that's price, right? So the fact of the matter is that the AGV is twice the price of both of these helmets. And that's a reality that you do have to consider. At the end of the day, when it comes to picking a helmet, it's a very personal decision because the helmet represents who you are. If you want a super racy look, if you really like the carbon fiber look, and you want that style, then I would definitely recommend the Shark helmet. Like, just look at it, right? It's a beautiful helmet. If you're into the carbon fiber style, this is the one to go with. If you're looking for a helmet that can do both street riding and track riding comfortably, I would go with the Shoei because it's a really solid build quality. At the same time, it doesn't have this really weak wing that you can accidentally lift by and break, right? Both the Shark and the AGV have that wing, right? I would not want to accidentally scratch that or, get it caught on something and break it. So I would not recommend either of these helmets as a street helmet. Now, if you want the, cool Rossi flare and Italian style, then this is the only way to go, right? Like, this is a really beautiful helmet. The paint quality on it is absolutely superb. And I think that is what really stands out, right? Just the look of it is just amazing. And if you put the AGV and the Shoei side by side, you'll notice that the quality of the paintwork is a notch above the X14. Now that's something that you'll have to consider if it's worth the price for you, right? So when I think about it, helmets are one of the most personal choices you can make for motorcycling because it's a cool way to represent who you are as a rider, the design, the style. So all that stuff is completely subjective. So totally up to you in terms of, what you think is cool. At the end of the day, the fact of the matter is that all three helmets are amazing. And the most important thing is that it fits you comfortably and it also represents you in a way that is important to you. If you have any questions about any of these helmets, please let me know in the comments below. Something I didn't cover, because I think other people already do it already, is kind of like, tearing the helmet apart and looking at the insides and out. But I felt like the more important thing to do was to take the helmets out on track and actually use them in their intended environment and then report back to you guys and share with you what I found and learned. Alright, so I hope you guys found that helpful and fun. If you could, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about what helmets you're wearing on and off track. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks!